Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand me like that, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how is it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these dreams I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how is it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these dreams I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend.
Sap, you Eurovision fools, it's mad. is United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Welcome to yet another Mattitude episode live from Turin. This is the semi-final one, pre-show. We do that every year, except this time around, we are starting actually just a tad early to give everyone just a fun little environment to talk about the semifinals, our thoughts, your thoughts, impressions, and of course predictions, because it is a big night. We all know the juries have already voted, and tonight y'all get to vote. Well, not all of you, whoever is taking part in the semi, to vote for their favorites as well. And then in just a few hours, we'll have the not the winner, but the 10 qualifiers that we've been waiting for so long. We gotta talk this through. Hello, everyone in the chat. I see some recurring and returning champions here in the chat. Good to have you. So, as you know, my name is Matt, and I am in the press center alone because I'm the only one who got on-site accreditation from Team United. Unfortunately, that means my poor team that has been working there behind the scenes from their Airbnb in Turin. I still can't believe they made their way here. They get to have a little bit more fun than me, and they will be in the Eurovision village watching the show and maybe share some of the reactions. Gabe, as a matter of fact, he's actually in the arena watching the performance. So he is one of the lucky ones who got a ticket. So that is what's happening. I decided, let's talk for a little longer than usual. Usually it's like a 30-minute, then we make it like an hour thing today and see what all of your thoughts are and my thoughts and where to go from here. And as pointed out, I'm in the press center. There is actually, now that the TVs are turned off and there's nothing I can spoil anymore. Now we're still a little bit away from the actual live show. I'm going to give you a quick shot. So, hi, Billy. Everyone say hi, Billy. Billy's our fire extinguisher who's been with us since Lisbon, and he made best friend with Trashy. So those two are now BFFs. As you can see, this is usually the monitor I look at. Nothing to look at right now. And then this is where everyone is at. I'm row 2 right now. There's only one row behind me that you usually see. Over here, you see a bunch of monitors. And then and that's over there. Oh, my arm. That's where the press conference room is, where everyone's going to run into as soon as we have the 10 qualifiers. There will be a line. Ay. Oop, little low. Camera. There you go. So that is my situation. Nothing has changed, but you can see there are a few more people in there. And yes, Preston looks crowded for a change. Keep in mind, it's maybe half full or half empty if you're a pessimist. But yeah, it'll fill up a little bit. And but it's nice to have some people in here. The nice thing is, even though I usually would freak out, oh, too many people, I don't want to get COVID. Because, if I get COVID, I can't get back to the US. Everyone here has been tested so frequently and has to wear masks. So if that's a safe place, I feel like it's here. So that is what's happening. So, of course, the adrenaline, the excitement is happening. You probably can hear a good amount of background noise. Everyone is chatting a little bit. Just before I came online, I've chatted with my favorite girl, Alicia Michelle. She was just here. We talked for a few minutes. I'm like, where are we going to go? Where are we going to party? That's basically all we want to do. So we chatted for a moment. And yeah, that is really just nice. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Talking to everyone and just being happy. So now all we have to do is talk about the semi-final one, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. We did a video that I put up not too long ago, and you can watch it as well in more detail. But I will give you some of our predictions, mine, and a little bit more insight into this as well. But I see already screaming people, do you think Portugal is going to qualify? Well, hold on tight. We'll get to that. But first up, the first country yesterday actually, right after the first dress rehearsal, Matt, Roy, Melanie, Sean, and Connor, we all actually put forward our predictions. No one feels super confident with anything, but we did it anyway. but all of us, of course, believe that Ukraine is going through. And I know that always people want to talk about the circumstances surrounding Ukraine and if they were to win, blah, 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 right? And there will be a time and place to talk about it. And I'm sure if they were to win, we have plenty of dialogue post Eurovision. But right now, I don't see the need to go into those details. I personally think the song is fantastic. People will gravitate towards it anyways. So I don't think it comes as a big surprise that this will qualify. I will answer as many questions as possible, by the way, in case you're new here. Welcome. First of all, make sure to like this video to help us with the algorithm. And if you have any questions, at ESC United in the chat, so I know that you're talking to us. Of course, super chats will always be answered first. But if not, just keep posting your question occasionally if I happen to miss it. What did your colleagues, you mean? Colleagues, think about the family show? They loved it. I mean, we didn't talk about that much about it, but they just had, they're like, Matt, you have to go into the arena. It is such a great atmosphere. I'm like, okay, maybe for semi 2, I'll go inside. Because I didn't go for this one. Somebody had to cover all of this, right? Sean, Roy, Gabe, and I, we all had dinner together between the two shows. I just went over there real quick. And we had some pizza, and now I'm back. So that is what happened. It's pretty noisy here. Hopefully you can hear me well, and the background noise isn't too bad. I don't know why I'm wearing this. I'm not listening to anybody. Thank God I'm pretty, because I'm certainly not the brains here. Morning from California, Faith Thomas. Home sweet home. I miss California, of course, but I'm not sad to be here. Let's put it that way. So as said, we keep asking questions. We said all our team believes Ukraine will go through. We also all believe that Greece will go through. I don't think anyone in their right mind would doubt Greece going through unless she completely forgets the words and breaks down on stage, which I doubt is going to happen. She's been consistent. So Greece is an easy peasy qualifier, and so no need to worry about that. We also think, all of us, that Norway will go through, which is more of a polarizing song, right? Not everyone is into it, but a lot of people will be, and the televote alone will go big for them. So we all believe, yeah, regardless of what the juries will try to do with it, Norway is an easy qualifier. That was our number 3. Number 4, Netherlands. Everyone on our team thinks that Netherlands will go through. There have been some concerns about the staging, too dark. It's not as good as people want it to be. I'm getting a similar stuff happened with Duncan Lawrence back then as well. We all feel still confident that this song is just on its own merits way too strong to be left behind in the semis. So all of us said this one will go through as well. Thank you so much, Frode Nyagard, for your super chat. Here's some kroner for your cover and understanding my batting. It's not your batting. It's please. English is technically my second language as well. So I get it. Those are for number 5. Who else is on our list? Oh yeah, Armenia. Everyone on our list thinks it's gonna go through. This would be more of a surprise non-qualifier. So last in the order is a good song, fantastic staging. Will it click with the people? That's the question, but I think it'll be good enough to go through. Who else is on the list? Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, number 5. I mean, everyone believes Portugal will go through. I was initially worried about Portugal because, we got this really excitement in 2018 for Portugal and in 2019, and then they didn't qualify. And I'm worried this sound could potentially fall into that same kind of bucket. However, the difference is MARO maintained consistent support and did not drop in the betting odds, and people felt this is right. It seems as this is coming together way better than some of the other efforts, staging wise and emotional wise. So we all said Portugal will go through. Nobody is saying no. And we always says before rehearsals, I was convinced Armenia wouldn't qualify, but the staging changed everything. Was the same for you? I wasn't sure that Armenia wouldn't qualify, but I had them as a border non-qualifier at that point. I was like, this will be a tough road probably for them. The song is really nice, but it's that right in the middle nice, song, not the one that would really make a major difference. But yeah, with the staging, certainly made it a whole lot more of a duh kind of moment. Frode, once again, thank you for the super chat. Have some more for amazing Connor being awake at a strange time in USA. I know. That is, I don't know how he does it. James did it last year as well. Unfortunately, he couldn't commit to it this time around. That is unfortunate. Hi, Matt. Looking forward to semifinal one. This is definitely the most diverse semifinal in terms of non-English language songs in many years, which is nice, right? And I want them all to qualify. Well, I mean, some of them I click more than others, but you know how it goes. You can't click with them all. But the ones I just read to you, those 6, these are the ones where the entire team agreed, right? Those should be fairly safe qualifiers if it were our list. Another one on our list, number 7, we all believe Moldova will qualify, the party anthem. Only 4 of us said yes. 1 person said no, which was Connor. So it was a 4-1 kind of situation here. But he was overruled. It was definitely enough for it to go through. I still think it has such a... It went big in the arena last night during the jury show. Juries, I don't know how well they go for it, but I think they're going to put it super low. So therefore, I think it's a fairly safe qualifier. Thank you so much, Eileen Nehak, for your super chat. Thanks for the great teamwork. ES United, have a nice evening. You do the same, and thanks again. Oh, Matthew Faustini also a super chat. Gotta read it first. I promised you that. Just saying thank you again for all the coverage to Matt and ESC United. I know this isn't cheap. That is a fair statement. And I will say one thing. I mean, it's never cheap, right? Especially coming from California. But Turin's accommodation, ridiculous. I'm like, how? But then you come here, spend all that money on your room, and then everything else is pretty cheap. Yeah, no, I mean, food is affordable at least. And but yeah, the flight alone and the accommodation, that was where 80% probably of my money went. So I really appreciate that. So the next thing we want to talk about, Moldova. So if you guys want to share about some of the qualifiers we're talking about, as always, at ES United in the chat. Keep asking them away. Okay, so who else is our team believing will go through tonight? 7 was Moldova. Number 8 is Latvia. 4 out of 5 said yes, Latvia will go through. I was the lone member of the panel of 5 who said, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that, my gut feeling tells me that Latvia is going to flop big time with the juries. That badly that the televote will not be enough to make up for the difference, because I think they're a bigger and better party anthem for this semi. Moldova comes to mind, Norway comes to mind. So I think Latvia will not be as high and therefore miss out a little. But the rest of the team said, nope, Latvia will go through. And therefore I was overruled. So Team ESC United overall believes it'll qualify. I just happen to disagree. And there's another question as... I see questions coming up, by the way, and sometimes I see them, but they're hard to catch because they're not addressed to us. If you want to talk to ESC United, at ESC United in the chat. And thank you, Matthew, for becoming a supporter here on ESC United. So that is currently, where was I? Oh, yeah, Moldova, Latvia, and number 9, Lithuania. Once again, 4 out of 5 people said yes. Only Sean doesn't think Lithuania will make it. And I see what he's saying in his reasoning. Lithuania is also not, at least the last time I checked a couple of hours ago, in the betting odds top 10. I think it was 12th or something like that. But I just feel they're going to have a good amount of support. And let's be real, Lithuania benefits from diaspora votes. They have Latvia, they have Norway. There are some other countries here where they get just points by default. I think it'll be enough. And this time the juries will also let it through. Also, people are asking, yes, we are on Twitch as well. We're live streaming there as well, right here, right now. If you want to join there instead, feel free to do so. It's a slower chat, of course. So if you just want to relax and do that, that is fine as well. I am keeping an eye out on that. But yeah, just letting you know. Is the technical stuff, except for the sun, working okay? Sound, stage, hands, stuff? Yes. I will say we had now 3 dress rehearsals, which includes the jury show. And I will honestly say that They all looked good. There were not many issues. Not many issues at all. So I'm fairly confident things will work out. Of course, you never know. One little glitch and everything falls apart. But from what I've seen so far, the first run-throughs, I think they are good to go. So who else is on the list that we have? I said Lithuania. I still think it'll go through, me personally as well. And then the 10th and last qualifier. So until now, our top 9, we either had 5 or 4 people voting for it, right? Everything else became a big hot mess. So our 10th qualifier, meaning our borderline qualifier, only got 2 yeses and 3 nos, and just like everybody else. So it seems like our top 9 is pretty solid, and our 10th one is very, very wobbly. And we had a surprise 10th place qualifier overall, which is Denmark. We think Denmark will go through overall. Well, basically only Roy and I said it'll go through, but it was enough to win the tiebreaker, because there were 2 other countries that got 2 votes, but overall Denmark was slightly higher. I see why people wouldn't see it, but I just feel this actually could do quite well with the juries, and has televote appeal. Absolutely. So it's just a hunch. It's just a hunch. And I see something like it's 100% non-qualifier. We will see. We will see. We will see. How much do you get affected negatively with the juries by singing non-English? I don't know. I mean, look at the top 2 from last year, Switzerland and France. Both of them French songs. So I think it's less about the language. It's just about the genre, I feel, as juries sometimes get stuck on. You know what I mean? So, but I don't think language itself is an issue. So that's what we're thinking. Now, the songs that we decided we don't have in our top 10. First one is Iceland. Iceland got 2 yeses from Sean and Connor, and the rest from us said no. Don't get me wrong, I would be thrilled, because maybe it's this heartwarming song that really connects with people. So even though I have it as a non-qualifier, I would not be super shocked if it qualified, although I would still be a little bit surprised, but it would be a pleasant surprise, because it's such a beautiful, beautiful song. Why are some people so critical of Italy? They put on Sanremo every year so they know how to put on a live event. I will say this, and I would go into more detail probably after Eurovision, because there's still a lot of things that I need to observe. In terms of the production, the only thing that you guys will care about, what's happening on TV, you will be very pleased, and I think you're going to love it. It is done so well, and there are very few hiccups. Very well done. I think it's more the organizational aspect around Eurovision, everything that's going on, which doesn't affect the vast majority of people watching from home. Just the press, the fans, the volunteers, and everybody else, that kind of stuff, and behind the scenes stuff. But from a television perspective, I think this is going to look fantastic. Is semifinal 2 more open to weird qualifiers than this? Well, it depends on your definition of weird. I don't know what's weird. I don't think there are. I mean, surprising maybe. But I enjoy surprise qualifiers, even if it's the expense of my favorites. Maybe no. Maybe not. Maybe not. The other country that didn't make the cut, according to Team United overall, is Albania. But 2 people said yes. Melanie and I believe this will go through. We were just overruled overall, and Albania lost the tiebreaker. I know there has been a lot of some criticism towards the staging and the vibe of the song, but I think people getting a little bit too upset about it. Albania, for the last few years, often considered a non-qualifier and then went through, and now I feel this is still absolutely in the running. So I said yes, Melanie said yes, but the rest of the team overruled us, unfortunately. Keep that in mind in case you complain. It's not me. It's not me. Yeah, those are the songs that got at least 2 votes, and then the rest got 1 vote or none. Let me take a look here. Who got 1 vote? Slovenia. Sean thinks Slovenia will go through. So that's why we said, nothing is completely off the table. Sean thinks Slovenia will actually squeeze through to this grand final. And there's only one other country that got 1 vote, and that was a bit of a surprise to me, but hey, maybe maybe they got the right feeling. It's Connor who believes that Bulgaria will actually make the cut. Bulgaria, the Intelligent Music Project, will move on to the grand finals. 4 of us said no, and it didn't matter in terms of our qualification. But we'll see if Connor was right. So he got a vote as well. And then the rest, I think, got 0. Yeah, so the biggest one, by the way, I want to address again is Austria, because that one I feel really bad. And I'm hoping the entire team is completely wrong. I was struggling with my 10th qualifier. It was between Albania and Austria. I put Albania in over Austria in the very last moment, only because of the vocal performance during the dress rehearsal. If I would have voted after the jury show, I probably would have put Austria in again. So I don't know. I'm just surprised that everybody else felt the same way, that Austria is not going to qualify. I hope I'm wrong. But that is what we ended up with in the end. So nobody said it'll qualify. Also, nobody said the neighboring country, Switzerland, will qualify. Marius Bear. I guess it just doesn't leave enough of an impact. And I can see where they're coming from. Unfortunately, I will have to agree with that. As cute as it is. Unfortunately, 7 songs have to go home tonight. And so the team believes Switzerland will be one of them. And then the last one, not getting any votes, Bulgaria. I'm lying. Croatia. Forgive me. Croatia, guilty pleasure. Even though it's not a convincing no from me, the team overall agrees with, well, I still say the Love is Forever vote is up for this one. Could happen. Could absolutely happen. So never, ever count out any country. This is one of those semis where I feel as none of it is set in stone. So that's why it makes it so much fun. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know. Next up. How is Sean? Are his nerves holding out regarding UK entry? He's okay right now because I think he'll be fine until Friday when UK starts rehearsing. Right now he's cool, calm, and collected because it's all about the semis. But starting Friday, maybe a different story. So those are our predictions. And we'll see. We're going to talk about them once we get back. DJ Astronaut is sick? COVID?
Yeah.
From Norway, you mean?
Yeah.
He cannot go? Okay, but one more second, guys. Oh, you scared me. I thought you said sick. COVID? It's ticks. Okay, got it. Whew. So that was just a slight misunderstanding. He's not sick. He's not sick. He's not sick. He said something else. I can't. Yeah, all good. All good. The acoustic in here is really, really bad. Do you think this year's entries are stronger than 21? I did a 21 versus 22 video, and surprisingly, it was a tie for me. Although my gut feeling was telling me 21 was stronger, but here's why. Because I feel there were like 3 or 4 songs that I was like, oh my God, they're above the rest, like the back of the pack, so strong. While here, I feel there are a lot more good songs, but less like, oh, songs. Do you know what I mean? So there's all like so many really good songs that really fit in with the fantastic staging. Last year, there were like 4 or 5 songs. I'm like, oh my God, these are fantastic. And they just were way ahead. They were like high quality. So it's hard to say. Are there any big stars showing up for entertainment outside entries? Outside entries? So I'm not sure what you mean. There are going to be a lot of acts at the Eurovision Village now. But I don't know what else you mean. Like they do give concerts and all that stuff, and we see artists are running around here in the press center all the time. And I met a few. Yeah, I don't seek them out. It's not like me anything, but I'm so focused on this that I don't always get to meet all these people, especially this year with very little help, right? I'm kind of alone. Thank you again, Frode Nygaard, for your super chat. Ethics and sick is not the same. Gosh, you scared me. It wasn't me. I know it's not the same. I figured that out that much. But I appreciate you giving me the super chat for mishearing that. That is a very interesting turn of events there. So you're asking, who do you think will finish last? Pyrie is asking. Why do you ask me impossible questions? This is such a tough semi. I do think there will be a healthy amount of disagreements between televoters and juries. I mean, could it be Switzerland? Could it be Croatia? But both of them could also qualify. But right now, I would say Switzerland. Even though I don't think it deserves last place because it's beautiful. If it's my personal top 10 of this semi, for sure. It just, the positioning, the order, the feel of all of it, I'm worried it's going to go past most of the televoters. And there are so many jury pleasers in this one that I feel as Switzerland may take a back seat there. But I hope not. But that is where we are. And I'm looking also at the Twitch chat. I'm seeing you guys. I see you good foof. I see you acousticals. I'm watching, so don't think I'm not paying attention. So if you have any questions there, I'll squeeze them in as well. How are the waterfalls on the side of the stage made? On this, I mean, the waterfalls are just like, because think of it as almost like a square that comes almost like a triangle in, right? More like a triangle, and the waterfalls are more like this to the side of the stage. And they look nice. They look really nice. Not every act is like utilizing them a whole lot in the staging because they don't need it. But when they do, especially Poland, it looks really nice. Have you ever predicted 10 out of 10 qualifiers correctly? Yes, as a matter of fact, there was one year. Was it 2016 or 2018? I don't remember. One of those years where I got both semifinals, 10 out of 10. That was like, I've got the magic. I've got the, and then that never happened again. But yeah, it was one year, I think it was either 16 or 18. I want to say 16, where I got both semifinals, 10 out of 10. And that was like a big ego boost that I'm still enjoying. But yeah, that does happen. Have you met any artists this year? Yes. Oops. My camera just disappeared. I have met several artists. Again, I didn't seek them out. Who did I meet? I met the Latvian guys, the Moldovan guys. I met, gosh, I'm blinking on everyone. I met the Dutch girl. So there are a few. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you for super chat, Mo. I have a feeling for a shocking NQ, Albania or Portugal. Yeah, I don't know if Albania is a shocker non-qualified anymore, according to some of the people, because our team doesn't even believe she's going to qualify. But Portugal would be a big surprise to a lot of people. I pointed out before, I'm worried it will not click emotionally with people, because it's, but there seems to be such a confidence and so many people gravitate towards it. I'm a whole lot more confident. That's why I put it in my predictions. Absolutely. And rightfully so. Which song is the one song that if it doesn't qualify, you will riot? Minus Portugal. Okay. There's no way that Ukraine is not going to qualify. So I'm not going to even bother. It'll probably be Moldova for me because it's just joy, pure happiness. Oh, I love it so much. And it has to go through. I'll be so upset. I'll be standing in the street with a sign. This is bullshit. And oops, I swear it again. And yeah, I love, but there are others as well. So that is what's happening. Leroy on Twitch is asking, what region of the States would you attribute your English accent to? So My accent is messed up to begin with because, I was born in Germany. I learned the British English, and then I lived in the South for 10 years, and then in California for 10 years. So I picked up isms from all over the place. I still say y'all, and sometimes slur my words a certain way. And then I use a lot of California Valley. I'm like, oh my God, you guys. He was like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, there's no way. And then she was like, whatever, so it's a terrible, terrible situation for me. But at least it keeps me unique, right? I feel my team is messaging me and I am not responding. 17 messages. Can they not talk? Scroll. Anyway, so they're communicating amongst each other. So since they cannot see me, I can talk smack. The Faustini, thank you for supporting me on Twitch as well with your support. That is always very much appreciated. Oh my God, you guys, Connor, that is awesome. Yes, exactly. Oh my God, that's awesome. Everything is awesome. Oh my God, that's so awesome. And one of the things I hate the most, I love California, don't get me wrong. But one thing I had to learn, especially as a German, and then even in the South, I think it kind of applies. They're like, oh my God, I love you so much. We should totally hang out. You should totally come over to my place. I'm like, okay, when? Oh, I don't mean that. It's just a thing we say. Then don't say that. So that always cracks me up as well. I apologize. I got this cappuccino and it's getting cold, and so I have to drink it a little bit real quick. So we are less than an hour away from semi-final one. I'm all situated and ready. It's going to be so much fun, happiness, tears. And as a reminder, everyone in the chat, we will be back shortly after the show has ended. I will be here, and Connor, who is in the chat, promised me, pinky swear and all, that he'll be here as well. So I don't have to comment on all of this on my own, because once again, the rest of Team United, they're out partying, and Connor and I don't have socialized, so therefore we're kind of stuck here. It's sad. The Americans, right? The Americans doing all the work that the Europeans should be doing. How did that happen? Doesn't seem right. Anyways. Okay. If Portugal somehow doesn't qualify, I'm not following the season at all next year. Sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. Hopefully, then you don't have to worry about that. I don't think you have to worry about that. I feel pretty good about it. Hey, I see a comment by Tyler that's not even directed, doesn't have ES United, but I saw it, Tyler. I saw it. Of course, it went over his head. Typical for Matt, smiley face. What went over my head? Would you care to elaborate? Because I'm like, I want to know where I messed up. So let's see here if we have any other questions. Which country might suffer from the running order tonight? Good. Oof. I don't know how to pronounce that. Forgive me. Who could suffer? So we talked about it earlier. While the running order not quite as important in the semis, because you don't need to win the semi, you just need to be in the top 10. I do think that Switzerland may not have the best option, because it's the semi starts out really energetic, slows down a little bit the Lithuania, then really quiet Switzerland, and I feel as it may be forgotten because it's not that kind of song that really stands out with you. So that is my biggest concern. That is my Legally Blonde reference, Matt. Okay. Oh no, I know that one. It's not just legal. I know. Oh my God, you guys. I know that song. I saw Legally. You know the irony? I saw Legally Blonde on West End in London. I know, right? You wouldn't think that. That's where I saw it. Is Matt the target demographic of Legally Blonde? I saw the musical. It was really, really fun. I may not be the target audience, but I can appreciate it. Connor's comment was a musical reference, and you missed it when you read it out. Haha, sorry, I love you. Don't hate me. I couldn't hate you if I tried. No, I mean, here's the thing. It's such a common thing. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. It's like everyone talks like this. So it's not just that song. There's a reason why that song is using that line. Anyway, now we're talking about musical theater and not Eurovision. I know a good amount about musical theater. You know, I wouldn't call myself the expert, but yeah. So we have that. Let me see here. I'm jumping between pages, so forgive me if I'm not looking at the camera. I'm always trying to look at you. Lots of people walking past here. Here we go. Should have Latvia song started the semi? No, I think Latvia is a little bit too out there. I think so. I could have been like a little bit too much for people, right? So I think Albania is a little bit more accessible for the average viewer. So I think it makes sense. I'm still surprised that Albania and Latvia went back to back. It would have made more sense to me to switch Lithuania and Latvia maybe. So that was just my opinion, at least, because neither of these two songs really require a whole lot of stage setup. But hey, I'm not in charge, and nobody cares about my opinion anyways. Lucy Jones' UK's entry years ago is now on stage in London in Wicked. I saw Wicked on West End as well. So the two shows I saw on West End were Wicked and Legally Blonde, coincidentally. How funny is that? And Wicked was the best experience for me because we were center front row. We got like these tickets from the booth early, like the lottery thing. We were like, wow, we can see all of these crotches, you know, like right in your face. So it was really an amazing experience. Love it. I'm reading the OGE press poll, and it is interesting. Yes, so I tweeted about it right before I went to dinner, so you can look it up. I didn't vote in it. I never vote in these things. Maybe I should start doing that. It may have changed, but Norway's number one there, which is very... But no, not really. Here's the thing. The way they sorted them was kind of messed up. So I don't know exactly how that works. But you can check out my Twitter if you want to get more information on that. So I would go and take a new picture, but I'm here with you guys. It's just around the corner. I missed the jury show last night. How did Lithuania and Iceland do? Both get 2 thumbs up. One for Iceland, one for Lithuania. They both did really nice, Andy. So you can be happy. So the juries definitely have no reasons to downgrade them. I'm sure that was your concern. Okay. Since I was a good boy all day, I get to have another piece of Kinder, and now it's no longer melty. So I'm super excited about that. What is my Twitter, you're asking? It's Matt ESC United. So I can put my Twitter link in here, if I can find it, profile. I'm going to put it in the chat. There's probably going to be a delay. There you go. So feel free to follow if you're on there. That's usually where I communicate the most. Melanie is usually in charge of Instagram, and she's now exploring the beauty of tickety talk. So that's all happening. So we still have a few minutes. Those who haven't watched my live streams yet, remember there are a bunch of, well, not a bunch, there's an opening act, and then there are also 2 interval acts, one of them being Diodato, performing Fai Rumore, the song that would have represented Italy in 2020, and I will argue could have won the contest for Italy that year as well. But, you know, we'll never know. We'll never know. Fitzpunk, how did ever come the name of ESUNA to come across? Fitzpunk, that is a hilarious question, only because I was just telling the entire story about that to Gabe over dinner, because he was also curious. It was a last minute ditch. It was like a last minute, we need to come up with a name. Real quick, we only had like a day or two to come up with a date. to come with the name. And I was looking for something inclusive. Like, let's find something that is, this brings people together and, like gives a message that's, because I had a big community, we have a big forum. So I wanted to have something like that that represented in the name. And this like, well, how about ESC United? And I'm like, oh yeah, that works. I wish I had more time to come up with a better name. I cannot change it now because we kind of became our brand. But yeah, that's kind of how it came up. Chocolate. I need a little bit of sugar boost here. A lot more live in the press center tonight. Yes. Some of these people here are actually in the arena as well, which is something we couldn't do last year, by the way. If you're in the press center, you're either in the press or you go into the arena. You are not allowed to be back in the press center if you were in the arena. Unfortunately, some of the press people broke that rules, and I put out a very strongly worded tweet about that. But yeah, this year we can be in there, fortunately. There's another big network standing right behind me recording. Of course, I should have picked another seat, but at least I'm right here where the action's at. Brand is fab and on point, Matt. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to change it now. I always thought just the name United was part of an American. No, it kind of worked out. In the end, oh yeah, you like United States. Cool. And then I think, to be fair, I think in the first or second year, I kind of used that to get interviews a little bit. Like, we're from the United States. There was a thing like in like 2013, 14, when they found out you're from America. It's like, ooh, you're a strange creature. Let me touch you. What are you doing here at Eurovision? You're weird. Where are your horns? It was just one of those things. So I kind of played with that a little. But now it's no longer a thing. We have so many Americans now. And we're taking over again. Oh, it's still a little mushy, this whole thing. Yeah, my chocolate is very, very mushy. It's like totally falling apart. You love that I'm right in the center of everything. Yeah, everyone is looking at me. Like, there are people want to come up and talk to me. Like, oh no, he's recording. I find it always really funny, and I'm like, sorry. So yeah, we got like a few more minutes left. Time to shoot your questions out. Let me know what's on your mind at ESC United in the chat. Who's your favorite Eurovision winner? Mine's Lordi. I don't have a favorite Eurovision winner overall. Maybe you can ask me by decade, and then I can maybe narrow it down. I think in 2014, it was probably Conchita Wurst. In the 2000s, it was Lordi. I will agree with that. In the 90s, oh, who was it in the 90s? Oh, probably Italy. Toto. Yeah. So, that kind of stuff. I can think back. And then I have to think about the 80s. Who was my favorite there? That one was probably a little biased, but it was such a big hit for me. My parents listened to it when I was a really tiny kid, because that song was big for many, many years. Was Germany. So, yeah. That is how I feel. Best song in Eurovision 2006, Finland. Hard rock. Hallelujah. So maybe I'm crazy. Billy is saying Billy Bryan. Different Billy, not fire extinguisher Billy. But I feel like Bulgaria is great live and is unique in its semi, and there might be a dark horse for qualification. Am I crazy? If you're crazy, Billy, it's not because of that. Because then Connor is equally crazy. Because he also said that this will qualify. And even though I don't have it qualify, I don't think it will be enough. It absolutely, that song's mood changed live. It is absolutely a song that was meant to be performed live by a great band and a great singer. And that is exactly what's happening, accompanied by great staging. So I can see the jury's going for it. But if it's going to be enough, that's my concern. I can get into this. It's just melting. Empty. If they didn't automatically qualify, which of the big five would have a hard time getting through to the finals? It's breaking my heart to say this, but Germany, I think it would have a very hard time making through. Faith Thomas, I became an ESC head because of Lordi when they became the first hard rock song to win the title. And I was way ahead of my time because I remember 2006 in the upcoming, I'm like, I loved Lordi's song immediately. It was probably my favorite song from the get-go, and it was trashed. Everyone's song was a joke, and some people liked it, right? But it was never anyone even remotely considering it a victory. And then the rehearsals came along, and then boop, 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 and then I qualified, like boop, boop, boop. And then we know the rest. So yeah, that is, I love looking at the old days of Eurovision. It's just something, I'm a very nostalgic person anyway, so I always get excited about that. But we're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about the present, because the semifinal one is not much longer to go. And once again, I will be back along with my BFF Connor after this, and to talk about the 10 qualifiers and, of course, the non-qualifiers, because as we all know, 7 songs will be out, of course, and also about the entire show. But make sure to be back for that. The link is already on YouTube, so it's easy for you to find. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open here in Australia because it's 4:20 a.m. Being an Aussie Eurovision fan is hard. I know, Ellen. I totally agree. But the alternative is not being a Eurovision fan, and that's even worse, right? So, glass half full. Glass half full. I was like, so I am just so excited. But then all of this week will just fly by, and then we're all going to be sad again. It's over. Keep in mind, ESC United is here all year long to provide coverage. So even though Eurovision is over, that doesn't mean everything else is over, right? There's still stuff to talk about what's going on. It's never over, because as soon as we have the winner Saturday night or Sunday morning, we will start talking Eurovision 2023. Just remember that. I want my chocolate. Ugh. Are we going to get winner's reaction? From whom? From me? I will record the arena, yes, here, and see what reacting. I'm gonna, of course, not the most ideal angle here, but I'll figure something out, Matthew. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. So what will happen, by the way, in case you want to know the incident? So as soon as we get into the announcement of the 10 qualifiers, everyone and their brother here in the press center will go right here. Right? You see those 2 doors? You go through those. Blurry. Anyways, you go through right there, and then you make a turn, and then you're in the press center. Oh, you're in the press center already. I mean, in the press conference room where they're going to have that and where they're going to draw the numbers. I will stay here, of course, for the post show, and then wait for the actual draw for like what half each country will perform in, because that's way more important. How is the fire extinguisher Billy doing, by the way? Is he excited for the semifinal? Yes, he's very excited again. Now that he has a better friend than me, it is a little sad. And those who are wondering why we're talking about fire extinguishers and Billy, those who are fairly new to ESC United, in 2017, we usually sat in a corner-ish desk, and there was a fire extinguisher right behind us, and he became the best friend. We put our accreditation badge on it, gave him a hat, and then his name was Billy because it said like it said it on the fire extinguisher, Billy. So he became our mascot. So every year people are asking, where did he go? Where did he go? And so now he's sitting right there to my left. It was in Lisbon 2018. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry. I meant to say 2018, not 20. I was Lisbon. Portugal won in 2017, and we were in Lisbon in 2018. You're right. I got just the years a little bit mixed up. So yeah, that's what I mean by that. Those were good times as well. But such a long time ago, I can still remember. Wait, that's not a Eurovision song. I'm not allowed to sing that. Not allowed to sing that. So, anything else going on here? I see a few more flags in the press center. Although that looks like a Romanian. Oh no, there's probably a Moldovan flag over there. I see a Greek flag, and yeah, I'm sure there will be a lot more flags coming out later. Ooh, that was a close one. What is that? Dutch. I see a Dutch flag as well. The screen is still showing behind you, man. It's fine. The screen can show now because there's nothing on it. It's only when they're rehearsing. I appreciate you looking out for me, though. That's always a concern. Check Twitch, someone's saying. I keep jumping back and forth. What do I need to check on? Okay. Make sure always you do ES United in there as well. I bet never Matt sees it. I do see something on their far north. I mentioned that earlier, but keep in mind, it says gifted a tier 1 sub to somebody, and I don't understand what that means. So I'm really dumb when it comes to Twitch. Gabe gave me a quick overview of that recently. So I got 6 gifted subs. Thank you. I think. That's a good thing, right? It's not bad. Because, I'll take it. Okay. And I need to, because I love gaming, and especially during the off season, I could do some stuff there as well. It means they gave you money, BFF. Thank you for giving me money. Oh, God. Hey, I'm old. What do you want from me? Get on my back. Get off my back. It's like subscribers on YouTube, but paid. Oh, did you hear that, YouTube followers? No, it's fine. I'm just being silly. The most important thing is, of course, always like and share my stuff. That is how I get in front of people. And I should say. And then that is the most important thing. Chances for Austria to qualify. I honestly still think it's a 50-50. Even though I had them at the non-qualifier, it was a tie for Albania and Austria for me. And I put Albania in and Austria out. And but if they were to qualify, maybe I'm just being so pessimistic on this one because I wanted to go through. So just know that I'd be over the moon if they make it. You could play Red Dead Redemption on Twitch if you are into gaming in honor of... That's one of my favorite games, Flavius. But I played it for how many times now? And I'm not really good with the online doing because people always shoot and kill me, and I'm not that good at it. So I'm always like, someone's gonna shoot me in the back, and I'm like, oh, too late. So yeah, I'm not that good at it. Although I love it. I love the story part. I should play it again because I don't remember all of it. But anyway, my favorite game is still Final Fantasy, of course. Old man mad. I'm not that old, but I do enjoy. There's so many platforms I'm working with, and there's only so much I can do. Know what I mean, Jellybean? By the way, I think my internet slowed down just a little bit. It's just the Wi-Fi here. It's a little bit has some attitude issues. So if that happens, just know I'll be back. Don't leave. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Final Fantasy X is my favorite. It's also my favorite, but I'm also referring to Final Fantasy 14 because it's an MMO, and I just love playing it. Ugh, I'm addicted to it. So, people saying, what's wrong with my camera? That's exactly what it is. It is just a little choppy right now, but I'm not going anywhere unless it kicks me out. So we only have a little bit over 30 minutes. Matt is on Swedish TV. Did it happen? Because they contacted me last week and said, would you like recording a few things for Swedish TV? I'm like, sure, I'll do it. Recorded for like 5 minutes or less than that, even to send them a few clips. And I didn't get anything from them letting me know about it. So I'd love to see it. How funny is that? They said it was going to be broadcasted sometime this. Oh, yeah, they did say for the first semi. You're right. They did say that. So weird. And I can't even get to see it. That's not right. Was Ronela's dance too explicit in your opinion? Nah, not at all. We have seen way worse at Eurovision, in my opinion. Is it a little bit? Yeah. But is it a lot? No. So yeah. At least that's my opinion. What will you miss most about Turin? I mean, that applies to probably everything in Italy. The food. I'm addicted to the food. I also will miss, just in general, the prices are super cheap here. Turin gives me just this very Italian vibe, like all these beautiful plazas, the beautiful river that you can go to and just sit there. It's just beauty with these old buildings. I love history. So doing all these buildings and how old they are and everything that happened over the years, decades, centuries, is just amazing to me. And I'm the kind of person that stands at like a building, a church that's like 5 million years old. And I'm like, oh my God, all of these stuff. There was a person standing here at some point, and I love it. Love it. So we have we have, yeah. Let's talk for a few more minutes. I know. Any thoughts you have about semifinal one? I know we keep talking about me, but I want to talk about you guys and hear your thoughts as well. As a reminder, there's more TV running around. We're gonna have fun what's the word I'm looking for? Interval acts. Deodato, of course, the first one. They have they have some famous singers there as well. So keep in mind, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. Matt, I like you and I wish you a nice evening here in Torino and have fun. Greetings from Germany and good luck, Greece. Viele Grüße nach Deutschland, Janis, and thank you very much for your kind words. P. Siak is saying, how is voting checked? Is it location? No. Can I vote tonight since I'm in Italy, or should I wait till semifinal 2 when we will be taking part? It's first time traveling during the ESC. Help. So PCX. So your phone probably, if it has, where are you from? Oh, you said PL, Poland. Ta-ta-da. You will not be able to vote if you use your Polish phone because I cannot vote because I have an American phone. So that will not work. So if you use your Polish phone, you can only vote in semi 2. If you find somehow an Italian SIM card, you could vote tonight. But otherwise, you'll have to wait until Thursday. Very, very important. And you and your YouTube channel are on Swedish national TV right now. Oh, God. My channel, too. I wonder how that all happened. Are we live? Sweden. Hurdy-gurdy. It's all my face. I don't know anything. Is it likely we could have a big guest star like Justin Timberlake in 2016 or Madonna in 2019? No. We would have known by now. And Italy doesn't play that. They are very proud of their singers, and they highlight and feature them tremendously and effectively. And that is good. I want them to put those forward. I didn't like the Madonna thing in the first place, or the Justin Timberlake just for the attention. Put famous or put successful or up and coming Italian artists in the spotlight. This is their opportunity to shine and being watched by millions of people. Come on, right? Right? Mahmood is an international star like Madonna and Justin Timberlake. I wouldn't go far as Madonna and Justin Timberlake because let's be real here. He's not known in the United States and outside of, people who know Eurovision know them, but would the average person really recognize Mahmood? And that's coming from someone who's a big fan of his. I don't think it's like the same thing, right? You cannot compare Madonna and Mahmood in terms of recognition. Madonna is known in Japan. She's known all over the world. But you get my point. He's more of a star than Madonna and Justin. Oh, I got it. You're a fan. Got it. Got it. Got it. So, Gertie. That's not Swedish. Yeah, it's just it was. You probably have never seen that clip. It's like almost like an offensive joke from the 2000s. It's from a clip. Oh gosh, what's her name? Catherine Tate was her name, right? She pretended to be a translator for 7 different languages, and she made very offensive comments, like for every language. For Spanish, it was like, right? That's all she said. And then for the Swedish translator, which is ironic because I don't think anyone in Sweden needs translating into English, it was always her. She just said, Gertie. So I thought, people will get that. I thought it was like internationally known. But that doesn't apply because I grew up, in the 90s watching the Golden Girls. And there was Rose was from Norway though, Norwegian, but it's always like almost like Swedish, and it always makes me laugh. She always like had these Hakökenflöken, the Hafenflaken, the Sneakentöken. So that's all I hear when the stereotypical language people are talking about. It makes me always laugh. So yes, we have 27 minutes left until semi-final 1, and then just a couple of hours later, we'll have the 10 qualifiers, and Connor and I will be back. And we are going to talk it through with y'all if you have time and want to come and celebrate your favorite got through and cry over your favorite not going through. But whatever it is, be kind. It happens every year. Not all of your favorites can go through. I will be disappointed as well, regardless of who goes through, and happy at the same time. Please speak some Italian. Your Swedish is perfect. Per amore, l'essenziale, grande amore. So there you go. Perfect. I do that all the time in America. I tell them I speak that language because they would know and just quote Eurovision songs, and it sounds like I'm speaking the language like this, right? And they're like, "Wow, that is impressive." I'm like, "I know. I speak a lot of languages." So that's how I roll. You sound like a native speaker, Matt. I thank you, Gabriel. I'm trying. And I'll do the offensive stuff as well, right? Like the stereotypical stuff, like, but please, people do that to the Germans all the time, like, ich hab dich nicht gegessen und dann hab ich einen Sturm. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, okay, we're getting goofy because I'm getting a little tired, I guess. No. That's basically what it is. I love everybody. How is the feeling in touring for this Eurovision? Is it different? That's the only one of a few downsides. I don't get to talk to as many people because most people don't speak English here. And Eurovision is still a new thing almost in Italy because, it was gone for a whole generation, basically. And even though it's growing, a lot of people still don't know that much about it or not as into it. So it's work in progress, but you see a lot of people talking about it, of course. It's just probably not like if you were in Sweden or even if the UK were to win, people would probably go nuts, that kind of stuff, But you can still see it everywhere. I mean, it's all over the city. It's really nice. I'm having a lot of fun. And any final questions at ES United about Eurovision? Do you think it would be the same if France won? You know what? I don't know. I don't know what the French attitude is right now. I do think so because French, they're passionate people, right? So, and I do think there's still a lot of hype and excitement in the country because France never left, right? France has always been around, so everyone knows it. So my thinking would be, there would be a whole lot more excitement for sure. Thinking about it, in my opinion. Do you think Ukraine winning would be a step backwards for the contest? Well, no, and certainly not according to my taste, because I love that song. It's one of my favorites this year, probably. So I think it would be a great winner. I don't ever think just because something isn't as popular doesn't make it a good winner. Like, love being in Italy. And I love Måneskin, but the song to me was did not work for me. So, but it doesn't mean it's a step backward or anything. It's just, not a song that I'm going to listen to a whole lot. It's just that simple to me. So I just happy for whoever wins. And that's it. And that's how I feel about it. If Ukraine won, would they be able to host the contest next year? I mean, most likely not. I mean, I don't have, I didn't talk to them, but we don't know where they're going to be. And I think they probably have a lot going on right now. My guess is somebody else would host. And we cannot look into the future. We cannot look into the future. Yes, we got for 5 more minutes. Let's talk a little bit, and then I'll let go. Everyone ready for the show. Get your drinks ready, and let's have some fun. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for it. We've been waiting for it so long. And then for me now, actually, it's really weird watching it now. I don't even pay attention a whole lot to the songs anymore. I just do stuff online, talk to people, get ready for everything else because, I've seen them now like a million times. So it's a little bit different. What I've seen this year in particular is there are so many broadcasters who already said they are ready to host. UK, Spain, Poland. Granted, none of this comes as a big surprise maybe, but there seems to be a lot of excitement in these countries to at least have some sort of like resemblance of a chance to win. Very much like, yeah, let's do this. We want to do this. Bring it on. And I love that. I love it. Don't know if you already seen, but Stockholm announced their interest if Ukraine won. Yes, they weren't the only ones. UK voiced interest as well, and the EBU would have to go through a rigorous bidding process. I don't think it'll go back to Stockholm because we just were there a few years ago. I think it would go to somebody else, but we don't know yet. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself on that one. Let's make it for this first. Will the other guys join you in the press center, Da Vinci? I wish. This is a sore topic and subject that you're bringing up, and you're going to make me cry. But unfortunately, I was the only person from ESC United that was given access on site. Sean and the rest, some of them got online access only. And yet they still traveled all the way to Turin here, and we hang out all the time. Sean, as a matter of fact, has a lot of fun doing online. I'm like, good for you, buddy. He's such a good sport too. Don't tell him that. I can't give him compliments when they can hear it because they get a big head. But yeah, so they all have wonderful attitudes, and I'm so thankful for that. Angela says, I love the Italian snacks video. Yes, Roy and Sean insisted on doing that at my place. So that was, it was a fun little experience. If you want to see Sean, Roy, and I try some Italian snacks, check out our YouTube channel. I think it was posted Monday, yesterday. It looks so quiet in the press center this year. It has, but now it's actually the loudest and most active it has been, and arguably the most crowded. So let me give you one final shot of this. Hi, Billy and Trashy. So you can see everyone up there, over there. See, plenty of people. Oi. What's up? So it's pretty noisy in here, actually. But yeah. So tomorrow, we don't know yet. I may or may not be in the arena to watch the Semi 2 with Sean and Roy hosting this live stream. We'll wait and see how that's going to go. But more to come on that shortly. So we got a few more minutes. Any final questions at ESC United in the chat? And as always, address it to me so I know. That applies both to YouTube and Twitch. So yeah. I'm scrolling. Did you see it was revealed that the Astro DJ for Norway's Tix? Yes, my team told me already. Yay, it's good to have him back. Stockholm has offered Ukraine to not let them host ESC in Stockholm, but also big sport arrangements they can't hold. Yeah, it's a little bit too early to say that, but everyone wants to host Eurovision, right? So I can see why everyone is trying to get their name into the hat and hope they're going to win it all. It is so sad that for 7 countries it is over tonight. And please, I mean, y'all are the best. And I know there will be disappointment, and some people get angry and upset when they're at times, and I understand that. Please remember there will be 7 artists, 7 delegations will be very sad and disappointed tonight. And let's support them anyways. And don't get mad at the ones that did go through, because everyone is just trying to do their best, advance their career, make their country proud, and just have a good time. And let's not be negative and really ruin that for everyone. I'll be sad regardless. Gabby saying, Matt, this is my first time seeing an I cannot read. Matt, this is my first time seeing an ESC United stream, but you are so much fun. How does Ukraine televote work this year? I think it works just like it usually does. They didn't announce anything else. Keep in mind, not every area is occupied, and the telephones are still working, I guess. So, but yeah, it's a little odd. I got you the clip from SVT. You're welcome. Thank you, Connor. Are you going to send that to me? Por favor. Wait, that's the wrong language. Ciao. No, that's the wrong word. I don't know. Please, just give it to me. How many of the songs in this semi do you think are locked in for a grand final spot? If you can believe our predictions, there are 6 songs that we believe are locked in because everyone on the team believes it will go through. And those 6 countries are Ukraine, Netherlands, Greece, Norway, Portugal, and Armenia. Those are the 6 locked in based on that. Of course, you never know. You never know. Anything's possible. So I will actually head out in just a moment. But Matt, the worst song in ESC for you, mine, Montenegro 2012. That one is high up there for me. Probably. I mean, there's been some really bad songs over the years, but Montenegro 2012. I respect artistry, and if that's what the artistry is, then I respect that as well. But to me, it was very, very difficult for me to accept this one. But that is just me. And Katrina saying, our phones are still working and we will be voting. Yes, there are lots of areas, that probably cannot, but there's still millions of people, that will vote and enjoy this evening. I know lots and stuff going on, and Eurovision almost seems like irrelevant, but it's also just a bright. I know they're always like, it's a little bit at this moment of happiness, cheering for your act and bringing awareness to the rest of the continent and the world, as a matter of fact. And I can only support that. And my fingers and toes are crossed. And I will say goodbye for now to both Twitch and YouTube. And I will be back with Connor once the 10 qualifiers are known. So you get 15 minutes back of your life and prepare for it. So good luck to all of your favorites, your country, or anyone that you're rooting for. I know this is fun, but also very, very stressful. And again, we'll be here to catch you when you're upset. And just remember, we're all in this together. And that's a stupid title for a High School Musical song. I get it, but I mean it. I get it. We all feel very passionate about stuff. But let's just remember, there are other countries that are just as excited to be in. So have fun, everyone. Enjoy the show. And I'll see you on the other side. I can't find the end button. Oh, there it is. Again, see you later.